everyone, my name is Maja and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be explaining the approach that I followed for my ITC board exam. So since I didn't pass my ITC during my first attempt, this video will be mainly focused on the approach that I followed on the attempt that I actually passed. So I hope this video will be helpful to anyone who is maybe repeating the ITC board exam, or even a person who's reading it for the first time, because I feel like the things that I did on the attempt were actually passed. If I had known them earlier, I would have actually been able to pass the ITC board exam. So as soon as we received our results, right, the firm that I was working at, they advised us to put in through our request to SAICA for our scripts, so we can be able to see what we actually did wrong. And they actually also gave us a breakdown of our marks per question, just so you can be able to gauge, okay, which question did I do good in, okay, where was I bad, and stuff like that. So as soon as I got my script, what I did, right, I had to first try and shift my mindset, because after I realized that I did not pass that attempt of the ITC, I started feeling like, okay, maybe just don't know your work, maybe just a little bit dumb and all of that. And I think it happens because, not passing or not making it does have some kind of impact on your self-esteem, right? So I think I went through the same thing as well. I wasn't too sure what is going on, why am I not passing, what am I not doing right, and stuff like that. But I had to try and shift my mindset and be like, you know what, you didn't get 0% in the ITC, which means that there's things that you actually do understand, and then there's just certain things that you need to work a little bit more on, So I got my script, and the approach that I followed when I was going through my script was, I read through the information that we had, right, for ITC on the day, and then I read the required in terms of what was the actual question, right? And then I read my solution, and I also read the memorandum or the solution that has been provided by SAICA. When I'm doing that, I'm trying to understand, okay, why did I not pass this question? Why did I do bad in this question? Is it A, lack of understanding of the concept, all right? And then by lack of understanding, it could either be because when I was studying for it, I thought I understood, but I actually didn't, or I just didn't get the time to get to it. All of that falls in one bracket, right? Or I'd ask myself, is it because maybe on the day I did not understand what was actually being asked? Because it happens that, I might know IFRS 15, but based on the scenario that has been given to me, maybe I did not really understand what are they asking me to do. Then I end up just dumping information which is not relevant. Or 3, I was just going through a lot. Maybe was I anxious that I didn't get to attempt the question, or what actually happened? So that is what I did when I was looking at the script. So in doing that, it helps me to be aware of what is it that I don't understand, and I can actually do a little bit more work on it. And I'd also try and split it amongst the 4 modules. For instance, if question 1 was audit and tax, then I can say, okay, tax actually did pretty well, but what else can I improve on when it comes to tax? Did I answer everything correctly? All of that. If the next thing that was included in the next module that was included in the paper maybe was audit, I'd try and find out, okay, why did I not pass it? Did I maybe not understand what was being asked of me? Did I not prepare enough for it? Or what actually happened? So in that way, when I start with my study plan, which I will share with you guys right now, I know where should I actually focus my energy on, what do I need to improve on, because unfortunately we don't have all the time in the world to study everything, but by following this approach, I'm able to identify what makes me uncomfortable, and I actually started working on it. So that is the approach that I followed before I even started with my study plan. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen with you guys and just give you an example of the study plan that I had, or how I managed to identify which concepts in which module should I focus my energy on, and I hope it will be really, really helpful because it did help me out a lot. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to share with you guys the study plan that I had in relation to studying for the ITC. So I'll just have to quickly share my screen with you guys. So this is how my study plan looked like, right? It had 2 tabs. The first tab was for all the topics that I had to study. So these are the topics that were in scope for the ITC. And the second tab was the actual study plan, right? So now, this is what I did. On the first tab, I wrote down all the topics that I needed to study. So I know that in the ITC, what is this? In the ITC files that we received from SAICA, right? On the first page, there list all the topics that are in scope of the exam, right? So I did that. I opened all the files that we received from the board course, from APT. Yeah, not APT. Is it APT? Not APT, but like, yeah, the Joburg board course. I just forgot for ITC, what is it called? Right, sorry about that. So I just used that file and I wrote down all the topics that I need to study. And then what I did was, this is the part where you have to be really honest with yourself. What is it that you know? And what is it that makes you very uncomfortable and you need to focus on? Right? So this will be determined by mostly what you just wrote, right? The script that you just went through, you analyzed, just so you can be able to see what is it that you know. What did you get wrong in your script and stuff like that. So that'll be your starting point. All the items that you identified from your previous attempt, which you feel very uncomfortable with, you go in and you highlight them in red. Red means those are the first things that you need to study before you go to anything else, right? That is what you will do. And then you'll highlight them in red. And then you'll go on to yellow, all right? What is it that you think you know, but you just need extra practice on? And by extra practice, meaning you just need to, like, brush up on the knowledge, do 1 or 2 questions on the topic, and then you will be fine. So that will be in yellow. And then in green, it's those ones which you are 100% sure you know and you understand, right? Which you feel like even if you run out of time from the studying, right? And you get the question in the exam, you can still be able to make it. You will be able to pass. And it will not affect you negatively in any way when it comes to you passing your exam. So this is what you do. This is what I had to do for each of the modules. I had to go and be like, if they were to ask me something about FS 15 and I didn't get time to study it, would I be okay? If my answer is yes, then I highlight it in green. If I'm not too sure, yellow. If I know I will definitely not be able to pass if I don't study this, then I put it as red, right? So that is what I did. So the gray color that you guys see here, it's the ones, like, I just marked them off as gray as I was studying, just to be like, okay, no, I did study this. I did study this, just so I can be able to see progress. And then I did not mark all of them as gray because I think this is I just had to, like, try and highlight the other topics in different colors so that you guys can be able to also understand what I'm referring to. And then on my second tab, this is my actual study plan, right? I had to determine, okay, sure, how many weeks do I have to study? 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, I just put the dates down and everything. And then I also had to, like, put the times, right? How many hours in a day do you have to study, right? I think here it was when I had my leaves and all of that. So these times might not seem realistic to you guys, but I think the study plan here might actually not also be the most updated one because I take this from my drive. And I think that must have been for, I'm not too sure actually. I'm not sure if it is for my CTA exam or what, but I use the same approach. So it will just give you guys, like, an understanding of what I'm actually referring to, right? So write down all your times here. If you have work in the morning, right, from 8 till 5,
I have work, and then I'm going to study from this time till that time and write things down. If you say that you're going to take 2 hours for IFRS 2, if it goes over your 2 hours, leave it. You'll come back to it when you have time, because now we fall into the trap of staying on one topic for too long, and then you end up not studying everything that is very, very important to you, right? So what I'll do, if I said if it's 2 hours, I'll study it for 2 hours, take my 30 minutes break, be very disciplined. I take my break, another 2 hours of IFRS 2, right? If I don't finish, I just make sure that towards the end, I don't fill in everything, or maybe I'll just say my Sundays are supposed to be my resting days. But if it happens that on Friday that IFRS 2, I did not manage to finish it, then unfortunately on Sunday, 1 or 2 hours has to go towards finishing that. So that is also helping with time management for your studying. So I literally did that. I put in all my red colors first, and I also tried to be very realistic, as be like, okay, IFRS 15 is a large standard, so I might need maybe 6 hours, or I might need 4 hours. You know, if it's 6 hours, it's 2 hours of refreshing principles, the 4 hours is for questions. What is it? We all know ourselves, so you just plan out your day nicely. So I did that for each day. Literally, as you guys can see here, I think this is my CTA one, because I can even see accounting tags and all of that. So I think here I was studying for my final exams for CTA. But yeah, same concept. It works. So you just write it down until the last time. So the ones here which are not which don't have any colors, I think what happened here, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I hope you guys just get what is going on. So as you guys can see, there was a point where I just left out stuff, right? I just left out days. These are the days where if it happens that I did not manage to finish any topic above here, then I'm going to come in and slot it in here. It really helps, and it doesn't put you under pressure as well. And I just also had to make sure that the day before my ITC, I am not studying anything. And it'll only be possible if I stick to my study plan, right? I just made sure that however I plan out my studying, if I decide that I'm studying every 15 or whatever, and I stick to the hours that I planned out on my study plan, then there's no way I am studying the day before. And reason being for that is that we write 2 full days, right? Having to study the day before can be really, really exhausting. And I will not be able to like have all the energy that I need, or I'll not be able to concentrate fully because I'll be extremely tired. So I tried to make sure that the day before I'm just buying my snacks, I'm just buying food, I'm just doing whatever that I need to do outside of studying, just so I can also be able to calm down and be able to focus on what I need to do. So yeah, that is pretty much it when it comes to my study plan and how I prepared for my ITC. So next I'll just be discussing with you how I managed to get myself in a state where I am able to fully focus on ITC and just fight any type of negative thoughts, because that can also come into play, especially if you did not pass this with your first attempt.
Okay, so seeing that it was a bit difficult for me to like constantly encourage myself to be like, you know what, girl, you got this, let's do this. I just had to look for things which I knew would like help me pull myself together when I felt like I was going to give up. You know, I'd constantly remind myself, one, why I started this whole journey, what vision did I have in mind when I decided that I wanted to become a CA, you know. Secondly, what I just think about as well is, you know, yes, I'm not passing my ITC, but not because I don't know my work. Like, I've passed my undergrad, I've passed my CTA first attempt as well, you know. So it just got to show that I'm actually able to, you know, pass this exam. It's just that there's just a few things that I needed to fix here and there for me to get to a point where I'm actually passing the exam. And then I also had to just, start doing things that I love to help me get back my energy, help me get back my groove on. If I feel like I'm overwhelmed, I'll take the break. I wouldn't just force to push it because I'd waste my time. I'll take like long baths, bubble bath, just relax. I started going to the gym a lot as well. And then what else did I start doing? I just started doing things that made me happy. Okay, I love food, so food gives me comfort. Everyone knows what makes them happy, so you just have to channel your energy on that. And I'd also reward myself a bit. So if I study and I finish quickly today, maybe I had scheduled maybe 8 hours, because I know, yes, we get leave before ITC. So if I had scheduled to study for 8 hours or 10 hours and I actually finished maybe in 7 hours or whatever, instead of doing something that I was supposed to start tomorrow, I'd reward myself with that extra 2 hours of rest, and be like, you know what, girl, you deserve it. Let's get ice cream. Let's do this. Let's do that. So that also just helps to like put your mind in the right place, and it makes you feel good when you reward yourself that I'm actually doing pretty well. Spoke to my family and my friends a lot because they also helped me to be very sane during that period, because it was very stressful. So that also really, really helped. And also praying, because I'm a Christian girl. So whenever I felt like I was losing myself, I was giving up, I did not know what to do, I would journal, I would read my Bible, I'd play my clap and tap music. I love clap and tap music with everything. It like just rejuvenates me. I'd listen to that, I would pray, I'd motivate myself. Here and there, that I'd go, you got the self affirmations with my mirror every now and then, just to remind me of how great I am and how amazing I've been doing. So all of that has also kind of like helped me focus when I was studying as well, instead of just studying, because that wouldn't make sense at all. So yeah, that is pretty much what I did for the attempt that I actually passed for my ITC. And I really, really hope that this video will be helpful to you as well as you prepare for your attempt. And I'm wishing you all the best, and take care. And please also, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who will find this video to be very, very valuable. Thank you, and have a blessed day.